Hi there, I'm going to show you how to make a digital flipbook or stop motion animation using Google Slides. So I have my Google Slides open and I've already made a template for my class with the first 10 slides made. And you'll notice as I scroll through these here on the left-hand side that this dot starts moving a little bit at a time. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to use the arrow keys to scroll down and you'll notice that dot start to move. Okay, now the faster I go, the more smooth that looks, more like animation. Here is how to make your own. I'm going to go to the last slide here on the left, and I'm going to duplicate this slide. There's several ways to do that. I could copy and paste it, which is a little bit slow, but it's okay, it works. Or I could duplicate it, which is a little bit faster. To duplicate it, there's two ways to do that. I could right click on my mouse and then go here in the middle where it says duplicate slide. And now it's made an exact same copy of the slide before it. Okay, so now number 11 looks exactly the same as number 10. I'm going to click on that dot and I'm going to use my arrow keys to move anything on my page. I don't want to use my mouse to move it around because that tends to make it move too far. And I just want tiny little movements between each page. So I'm actually going diagonal, and to go diagonal, you go down and over. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back over here to page 11. I'm going to right click on it, click duplicate slide, click on the dot, and go down and over. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to make my dot hit over here, bounce, and like bounce around my page. So I continue that. Right click, duplicate slide, click on my dot, and then go down and over. Now, with anything, there's always more than one way to do something. So I know there's another way to duplicate this slide. If I want to make sure I've clicked on the slide, I can also use my hotkeys on my keyboard. I can press the Control button, hold it down, and press D to duplicate. That made a new slide. I can also press the Tab button on my keyboard, and then that automatically selected my dot, and then I use my arrows to move it. That helps me just go a little bit faster when I'm trying to duplicate slides. I can just leave my my cursor here. You see my little arrow cursor? It's staying on the slides over here on the left-hand side, so I only have to click it when I'm ready to duplicate a slide. So I can just make my next one, click it, duplicate with a Control D, press Tab, and down and over, and so on. So it goes just a little bit faster. Now, in order to make anything like for this to go down and hit that, that's probably going to be at least 50 slides. So it takes a lot of slides to actually animate something, but it goes really pretty fast. As long as, especially if you use those shortcuts, like I'm using the Control D, Tab, arrow key down and over. Click on 20, Control D, Tab, down and over. Okay, but if that is confusing, don't worry about it. Just right click on it, duplicate slide, click, and then move your dot. Okay, remember each slide needs to be tiny little movements, and that will make your animation more smooth. If you make big movements in between each page, then it'll look jarring. It won't look very good. Okay, that is how you make a basic flipbook. Now, there are other things you can do, like you can change the color of a dot. You would go up here, you can change the fill color of a dot. You're not going to want to change it for every page because just like moving at big movements, if you change it the color every page, it will look jarring and it's hard to like see what you're trying to do. So you have to keep it the same color for several pages before you change color again. You can do things like make it bigger, make it smaller, you could add more dots, whatever you want, as long as the changes between each page are tiny, subtle little changes. All right, good luck. I can't wait to see your flipbook.